Shortages of water in and around Johannesburg have people seething. In just the south of Johannesburg, it seems things are getting worse. Some parts of Crown Gardens, Ridgeway and even Mondeor haven't had water for nearly a week now. And residents say officials aren't clear on what exactly the problem is. Now, our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is on the ground, joining us once again to give us a picture of what residents are going through there. Pule, good to have you back. A colleague earlier on, clearly frustrated residents who say literally this is unacceptable, that they can't access the water. But it seems, on the other hand, authorities are not sure what exactly could be the problem.
Dumelo, it's really, really bad. What I can tell you now is that apart from there not being any water in some of these areas, the issues around the pipe thing and of course water just flowing down the streets is really something that's quite sad. Excuse me for the shaky visuals. My colleague Linga and Bambi is just going to show you the water that's just flowing down to some of the houses here, and essentially this has a knock-on effect on some of the homes whereby water has now infiltrated inside and has caused damage to some of the electrical appliances. And on the other hand, while the city of Joburg and Rand Water says there isn't any water, they losing a lot of water as well due to the pipe burst as well. As you can see on your screen here, this is one area in Ridgeway where there was a pipe burst and the water's flowing all the way into a home, and this is honestly quite unacceptable as well. Residents here saying they have also been complaining for quite some time, but nothing has been done in terms of responding to this emergency. And we are going to chat to them in just a moment, but I just want to show you how devastating this could be as well. Imagine waking up and there's so much water flowing into your home. This is something which is continuously unacceptable, and residents here just want answers. They've been trying to get hold of the council in this area, but it seems as though he hasn't pissed yet. We understand officials from Joburg of water are of course expected to arrive here, but you can see on your screen how this water is really damaging some of these homes here. So these are just some of the areas affected in Ridgeway, while other areas don't have any water. I'm just going to try and show you on screen where you can see some of the residents trying to chuck the water out of their homes because it has really caused immense damage inside.
As we are looking at those visuals, I just wonder how exactly residents are faring. I can imagine the level of inconvenience when stepping out of your home and you have to literally step into a pool of water. Children, I can imagine this not being necessarily as healthy, as hygienic and safe for them either. What are the residents saying about the level of the inconvenience that we're seeing clearly just outside of their homes? I mean, this is just outside someone's door, either to their lounge area or to the kitchen area, and still I can see that the water just flowing.
I think firstly this points to the ailing infrastructure as well when it comes to pipes that are supposed to be ensuring that water smoothly is flowing, and of course there's pressure to the taps where residents would have access to their water then, because if the infrastructure is something which is not maintained, then it means that you'd be incurring these kind of problems as well, where pipes will just burst. And essentially this is costing the city as well a lot of money, millions of money as well, because they're losing a lot of clean water due to infrastructure issues rather. Let me just speak to one of the residents here who is going to chat to us this morning regarding how this is of course affecting them. Mama, thank you very much. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Okay. Yeah. Ntate, taba ya gore metsi a kwale every time ya re affecta gagolo. The thing go gore metsi a qadile a kwala on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and metsi mo ntlong ya cousin yaka a kejise out on Saturday. But Joburg water came on Sunday night, ka bo ma 10. But problem ya si e mo jarateng is somewhere. They will detect, batla go mela batho ba tla detectang gore ba takra gore e ko kae, phoso e ko kae. On ba kwala metsi. Only to find ka bo 5 ka matsa metsi ha bulelwa. pressure ya tla kaofela metsi a leak from everywhere. But the thing on renal groups in Ridgeway extension 4 and 5, in the groups when we rabua ka yone this thing ya metsi gore ra floodela in batho ha batho ba re ke phoso ya rona mo jarateng ba sa te ba tlo bona phoso gore e o kae and phoso e tswa odimo ko dintlong tse odimo kwa ha o ka sheba the way batho ba Joburg water ba buang ka teng ntlo e floodete re senyegetswe ha rena motlakase a rena nix ntate
go senyegileng go tswa ka mogare
at the moment go senyehile o bana di furniture metsi a kere antsa nyologa so now furniture ka mo tlase di senyehile so now re na le wooden floors so our wooden floors le tsona di submerged in water. You understand? So I had to rely on ka sekolo ke mo kopele ko di neighboring kwa bora robala ko teng because there's only one room that we could save. Ke a rukela ka montlu mitšhini ya ka kaofela le yona e submerged in water. Because mabane ha ke tla ka mo go tla ka mo nka le bona.
Please show us because we just want to get a sense of how the damage has been. Dumelo, I just spoke to Mama now who says that it's been Friday and the Thursday, Friday, Saturday they've been having these issues here. They haven't had water initially at first, but now this problem has escalated to a point where water's flowing into their homes, and secondly they've tried to get hold of the Johannesburg water officials, which have been taking their time. But when you speak to the lady who lives here as well, she tells us about how the water has damaged electrical appliances. She actually sews clothes, and now her machine is also damaged. She's actually had to ask for neighbors to accommodate her child because the child has to go to school and the child cannot live here. They've saved one room in this house. Now you can see how the water has actually penetrated into this home here, where it's caused a lot of damage as well. Couches damaged. They're doing all their best to try and ensure that they can save lost electrical appliances, and as it is right now, it stands to remain as to who will then be be accountable for this kind of mess as well. I just want to get a sense from the lady here. Also, if you can just explain to us again, what is Joburg Water saying? Are they going to reimburse you for this, or what happens now?
Okay, at the moment there is a lady from the insurance department, so she's waiting for you guys to finish up with the interview.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, so that she can come and assess the damage. Okay. So she is there with her documents and stuff, so we're just waiting to finish up the interview so that we can attend to her.
Thank you very much. Hopefully this is something that can be attended to immediately as well. We're just going to continue walking here to see the extent of damage, if you could allow me, Dumelo. I must say, this is not the only area that I've received. I've been receiving complaints since yesterday in the evening. There are other areas as well that have been affected, which haven't had water for days as well, and they've been, saying that they've been, lodging their complaints with Joburg Water and Rand Water, but nothing, of course, has been done to try and resolve their issues. The Johannesburg Council today is tabling a budget. I hope that the budget will also speak to some of these issues as well. There's going to be a budget speech, I believe, by the MMC of Finance, Dada Morero. We currently understand that the mayor is still not available to speak to the media or to have public consultations, as we're told, not feeling well. He is still ill. So we're hoping to see what will happen from the council, which is supposed to set resolutions that will speak to these kind of problems. On your screen right now, where water is just running down into this home and it's causing a huge backlog, and at the end of the day, residents, Dumelo, are affected and they just want solutions. They just want to see how this issue here will, of course, be resolved. So yeah, Dumelo, this is what we're seeing here at the end of the day in Ridgeway.
Pule, just when I thought this could possibly be the end of it. Then I see again Umama just redirecting you to another space, saying, no, follow me. There's still more from where this water is coming from. Just when you think it's ended. But we're not only seeing the water gushing from outside, inside as well. Of course, community members, or at least residents, they're trying to salvage the little that they have left in terms of those appliances. Also equally concerning, hearing, from the homeowner saying that, they had to even ask neighbors to assist them, especially even when it comes to children and accommodation as well, because you could see that water, or rather that house, is just flooded, Pule, at this point. So hoping that we'll get some answers and some clarity, colleague, in terms of what exactly are then the next steps. Pule Letshwiti-Jones out for us, of course, showing us those images of what we see. But it seems like you are still continuing walking there, just even outside the gate. And perhaps as you continue to walk, Pule, just the clarity around what the homeowner said, someone coming into the house to try and assist them.
Yeah, definitely. We understand that the officials from Joburg Water have arrived. They will be getting a sense of what is going on. I believe that also speaking to the family, but I'm going to continue to speak to the community leader who's been assisting us to track some of these homes here. Earlier on, we were in one of the areas in Ridgeway. We're back here. Zubair, this is really quite concerning. I mean, in the morning, we were with the community members who did not have water, but we see that water is being wasted through pipe bursts as well, and infrastructure that hasn't been maintained, and as a result, it's causing so much water gashing into the homes of many residents as well. It must be disappointing.
Absolutely. So this is what I spoke of earlier between the likes of Joburg Water and Rainwater. Someone needs to take ownership and accountability more than anything else. That's seriously lacking. I mean, if one of them decides they're going to take the lead, then we can get it resolved. But we as the community, we are not here to mediate between these utilities and these businesses. They need to decide who's looking after this infrastructure and fix it. We come off the back of a 1 week without water, and now we're trying to charge the system and get water into the system. With these pipe bursts, it's going nowhere.
Give us a sense of your message. I know your message has been buzzing. How many complaints have you been receiving over the last couple of days?
Oh, from the community here, easily 200 to 300 a day of people, expressing their frustration. And like I said earlier, I think, people are at their wits' end. And it's not a position you want to be in. We're very fortunate. We're in a good community, people that support each other. Outside of that, we'd be at a loss. And the council is not doing us any favors either. We're going around in a circle here, conflicting reports as to what is being done and what's not being done. At the end of the day, we're tired of the talk. All we want is action. Give us the plan. Tell us what you're going to do. Who is going to fix it? When will it be fixed? How many days will it take for the water to return? If we have that, at least we can plan. Like this, every morning you're given hope that you will have water, and by an hour or two later, the scenario changes, and 2 or 3 hours later it changes again, and you're given hope again, and by the time the night falls, there's no water. And then you get up in the morning and there's still no water. And now you got to wait for the new comms to come through, and the new comms is a cut and paste from the previous day. So, someone needs to take accountability for this and come to the party.
Zubair, thank you very much for your standing work you're doing in the community and assisting residents. We'll continue to walk here, Dumelo. I think we're just being called on the other end here, where we see some of the Joburg officials have come. Sorry, yes?
He's a neighbor at the back.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for speaking to us. I'm speaking to residents about this kind of problem. Of course, there's been issue of hosnamate in the community, but this, residents are saying, is unacceptable.
Calamity of the highest order, if you were to ask me. Non-acceptable. We've had to endure this since Sunday. Actually started on Thursday. We need to be sorted out. Yeah.
Has there been any commitment to resolve this issue?
Well, we've just effected communication with the Johannesburg Water office bearers. They are promising that they will be on it expeditiously. Yeah.
Papa. Thank you very much for speaking to us. I have to give it back to Tumelo. And yes, thank you for inviting us into your home so we can have a look how the damage is. Tumelo, well, there you go. Residents really quite angry here. They've raised their concerns and they're just waiting for the officials to come and resolve this issue. You've heard from one community member as well, Zube, who said, look, they're tired of the talking. You need to now start implementing and fix this issue here. I mean, we're in the midst of a cholera outbreak and residents want to practice good water and sanitation measures to ensure that they prevent themselves from getting the disease as well. But in this kind of mess here, that would of course be a problem in terms of practicing those healthy hygienes as well.
Quite concerning indeed. And also just hearing, of course, from the gentleman saying, no, come through and see what another home looks like. So you can imagine the amount of people affected by what we're seeing on our screens right now. We'll leave it there, colleague, for now. As soon as we hear of any other developments, I'm sure with you on the ground, we'll be coming back to you for those latest updates.